Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Star. I am currently a second year general surgery resident in New York City. So today I am going to give you all 3 tips or advice that I think is really important to becoming a doctor. So let's get started. I think one of the most important things about an application that I personally think that a lot of people aren't talking about is your diverse experience. Backstory, I used to work for the admissions committee for medical school, well, volunteer for the admissions committee for medical school, and we went through sort of an orientation as far as things that they look for when going through applicants' applications and, when we're interviewing them, some of the things that they like to hear. One of the things that's so important, I think, is your diverse experience, specifically studying abroad. And not just studying abroad anywhere, particularly studying abroad in sort of underserved communities. I think they love that so much for in medical school. It just shows that you have some experience outside of medicine that can add to your experience in medical school as well as your experience as being a doctor. I think that is one of the things that if I was in college right now, I would really try and get a study abroad experience. Luckily, when I was in college, I studied abroad in Accra, Ghana, which was an amazing experience. I don't think that you should just do it just so you can get into medical school. I think overall it's an amazing experience to do. So try and get some diverse experience as far as not just in the US, but try and expand outside of the US if you can. I think that really plays a role into getting into medical school, in my opinion. Second tip or advice for this video that I think is personally important is your personal statement. My advice to you is make your personal statement as dramatic as possible. But don't lie on your personal statement, right? So try and talk about experiences that you have had that sort of show some that you've been through some adversity, because the reason why a lot of medical schools want to see that you've gone through adversity is because medical school is so hard. Like, it's so hard. So they want to know that you have gone through something that will allow you to also go through this adverse experience that you're going to have throughout medical school. So try and make it very dramatic and try and think of the most adversity you've ever experienced. I think it makes your application really strong. Like, for example, there are people who talk about, growing, how they grew up. There are people who talk about, sports. You can talk about sports. My friend, she talked about the adversity she's gone through playing sports. There's so many things that you can sort of talk about, but try and bring in something that you've gone through and link it to why you want to do medicine. That is really important. So my last advice to you is to never give up on this goal that you have to become a doctor. And I'm going to get a little bit spiritual. If God puts something in your heart that says that you are meant to be a doctor in this lifetime, do not give up. Don't ever give up on your dreams or goals because you fail once or twice. There are a lot of us that's here as doctors who have failed a lot. We have failed forward. And I can tell you now that I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't fail. We all fail. Throughout this process, it can be very hard. There are a lot of people who want to be doctors, but you can do this. There's so many stories of people who are going the unconventional, non-traditional route. Actually, the non-traditional route is becoming very common in a sense that a lot of people are going to medical school later, taking gap years, doing a ton of things before they decide to be a doctor. And I personally subscribe to that idea of taking those years and figuring out what you want to do before you get into medical school, and never give up. Never give up. If you want to be a surgeon, if you want to be a primary care physician, it doesn't matter. Do not give up on your goal of wanting to be a doctor, because we need you. Your patients need you. This is a great skill set to have, regardless of what field you want to go in. This is a great skill set to have. All the knowledge you learn, all the hands-on skills you learn are universal, and no one can ever take that from you. I know that we're living in a world of social media where a lot of people want to be content creators and be entrepreneurs and business owners, which is great, right? You can be a doctor and a business owner and a content creator at the same time, but always make sure that you are learning skills that will always be with you and no one can ever take away from you. Anyway, these are the 3 tips that I have for you all today that I think are the most important as it pertains to applying to medical school and becoming a doctor. I am always available if you all have any questions. let me know. And guess what? I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.